African Women Rising, the power of the girl child. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Adietalk channel, where we unpack bold ideas and inspiring stories shaping Africans' future. Today, we are celebrating the rise of the African girl child and women, their creativity, resilience, and power to transform the continent. These are the innovators, leaders, and change makers pushing boundaries in education, business, science, art, and activism. We're here to tell you that the future of Africa is female, and the future is now. But why does this matter? And how do we make sure every girl gets the same chance to shine? Stick with me, we're diving deep. Well, let's look at the power of the girl child. When you educate a girl, you change a family. When you empower a woman, you change a nation. This isn't just a saying, it is backed by hard facts. According to UNESCO, every extra year of schooling for a girl increases her future income by up to 20%. Educated girls marry later, have healthier families, and their children are more likely to go to school. In fact, girls' education set off a chain reaction that benefits entire communities. Let's look at some real-life stories of success. Extraordinary African women and girls rewriting the narrative. Nasifa Abdullahi Aminu, a Nigerian. At just 17, Nafisa recently got the best of 20,000 participants from 69 countries to win the Teen Eagle Global English Language Competition in London. That is huge. Not just because she's a Nigerian, but because she's proving that talent, when nurtured, knows no borders. Another incredible person, Faith Odensi, another Nigerian, the math genius who defeated competitors from the United States, United Kingdom, and China in the Global Open Mathematics competition. An inspiring space for African STEM brilliance. Vanessa Nakati, a Ugandan, a fearless climate activist who founded the Rise Up movement, putting Africa voices front and center in global climate conversations. She is proving that African youth can lead on the world stage. What about our own Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, a Nigerian, the first African and first woman to lead the World Trade Organization? She's a living example that African women can shape global economic policies. Bethlehem Talahun Alamu, an Ethiopian, a founder of the Soul Rebels, the world's first fair trade certified footwear company. She turned traditional Ethiopian crafts into a global eco-fashion brand, creating jobs and showcasing African creativity to the world. Now, why does this matter? Why do you have to talk about this? Well, let's see why this matters today. Because African future depends on how we treat our girls and women today. Let me break it down. Looking at economic power, in 2019, McKinsey Global Institute estimated that closing gender gaps in work could add $316 billion to Africa's GDP by 2025. That is not pocket change. That is a game changer for the entire continent. But guess, this is 2025. It is not looking like it is achievable because Africa has slept on this again. Let's also look at demographic advantage. Africa has the youngest population in the world today. Over 60% of the continent's population is under the age of 25. If we equip girls with education and skills, they can drive innovation in technology, science, business, and governance. What about global competitiveness? The world is moving fast than we think. AI, renewable energy, and digital finance. Roughly 50% of Africa's young population are young women. If half our population is left behind, Africa loses its competitive edge, reduce child mortality, and even help fight poverty faster than any other intervention that you can think of. And here is something to even think further about. Africa spends billions importing technology, fashion, innovation from abroad. But imagine if our own girls were the creators of the next big thing that the world will think about. However, there are challenges and there can also be solutions. But let's keep it real. The road isn't smooth. Girls in Africa still face huge barriers, education gaps. Millions of girls are still out of school due to poverty, conflict, and early marriage. In 2022, UNICEF reports that there are 7.6 million girls out of school in Nigeria alone. That is a lot of girls missing out on education. What about on digital divide? Women make up less than 30% of Africans' technology workforce. Let's talk about access to finance. Female entrepreneurs struggle to get funding for their businesses. We're not even talking about cultural norms. Harmful stereotypes and tradition often hold women back. For example, in some communities, people still believe that a woman's primary role is to marry and stay at home, and child marriages and their education. Women are denied inheritance or property rights. Science and technology field are seen as for men only. So what do? Well, we need to close the education gap, enforce free compulsory education for girls, and end child marriage. Technology training for girls, expand coding boot camps, STEM scholarships, and mentorship for young women. Also in finance for women, banks and government should create special fund for women-led businesses. In the area of media representation, show success stories like Nasifa's and Bethlehem's to inspire the next generation. Let's look at the future opportunities. Now, here is a exciting part. The future is packed with opportunities for African women in today's economy. Technology and AI. As the world embraces artificial intelligence, Africa needs women. They need women developers, engineers, and innovators. In the area of green economy, with a push for renewable energy, African women can lead solar and wind energy businesses. That is huge. This is opportunity that we cannot let go. What about politics and governance? More women in leadership means stronger policies for education, health, and equality. Creative economy in fashion, film, art are all booming today. Just as Bethlehem, African creativity sells globally. If we act now, the next decade could be Africa's global era. Led by who? Led by women. Let's look at the road ahead. From Nashifa mastering English to Vanessa championing climate action. Bethlehem building a global fashion brand. The message is very clear. When girls rise, Africa rises. We can't afford to waste this talent. Supporting girls and women isn't charity. It is smart economics. It is Africa's best strategy for the future. What happens next? What do you think? Who is your favorite African woman or girl breaking the barriers? Please drop her name in the comment. We might feature her next. And if this story inspired you, please hit the like, share, and subscribe to the Adietalk channel. Let's keep celebrating and supporting the voices shaping Africa's tomorrow today. Thank you.